Hello everyone. So today in this video, our group 5 of Introduction to Design SEMM 1513 session 22 will present our major project. So before we continue to the main presentation, I will introduce all of my groupmates, which is start with the Siu Zinji, and then we have Nurul Fatin Najwa binti Khairul Anwar, and next person we have Laizemu. And lastly, myself is Muhammad Akmal bin Muhammad Zain. So, as we know, some of people have difficulty to climb up and go down the stairway to the old age factor and disabled person. Some of them might be suffer with the many of problem when climbing. So it may be worse when they need to climb up and go down several times. So in this project, we are going to design an automatic power wheelchair that allow the user, who often to be patient, elders, and disabled person, to climb stairs smoothly, safely, and effortlessly without any assistance from others. For the first topic is objective. For the first objective is to design a wheelchair that is able to climb the stairs stably. This is important in terms of preventing potential tips over wheelchair and ensuring safety of the users. For the second objective is to design a wheelchair that can support heavy weight within the range of users with a variety of weight. So we will continue to the problem and design statement that will conduct by Siu Jinji.
So now I will present about our problem and also design statement. Wheelchair is an essential equipment for people who are unable to walk freely due to factors such as illness, injuries, disability, or old age. Moreover, in our country, Malaysia, most of the buildings are lack of infrastructure such as ramps and also elevators that give ease for wheelchair users. Therefore, in order to help them to overcome this problem, we would like to design a wheelchair that can climb stairs with high stability and also in a comfortable manner. Next, we have several design specifications in our project. Firstly, the power wheelchair must be able to climb staircases in a smooth and stable manner. Second, the power wheelchair must have efficient power source that could replace manual labor. The wheelchair must also made of strong materials and structure to be able to minimize the possibility of deformation so that the product could last longer. And then we also have to install a smart control system that is able to inspect and navigate every motion of wheelchair. The price of wheelchair should be reasonable, which is not exceeding 5,000 ringgit. And the maximum weight of wheelchair can only be 100 kg. The maximum affordable weight for wheelchair is 300 kilograms. Next, the frequency of maintenance is once a year, and in each maintenance, we have to check the structure of wheelchair, motor, and tire, and also rusting condition. The wheelchair should at least last long for 5 years, and then the wheelchair must have rechargeable battery, and it must be easy to control regardless of who the users are. The size of the wheelchair should be 90 centimeters wide, 100 centimeters long, and also 130 centimeters tall. Lastly, the wheelchair should have high energy efficiency, which means we should consume the minimum energy to perform the largest output. That's all from me.
Next is about the design function decomposition. We got four functional decomposition. First is climbing the stair in smooth and stable manner. We have three mechanisms in this function decomposition. First is about the mechanism to stabilize the wheelchair from time to time, mechanism to climb the stair, and also to detect the environmental condition. For the next function is about the automate power to replace the manual power, include the mechanism to produce and transfer the power. So we have battery, cable, and also the motor. So we need to transfer or convert the electric power to mechanical power. For the third function decomposition is to produce different motion. The mechanism to propel frontwards and backward, to change the drive mode of the wheelchair, to adjust the direction, and also the braking and locking system. For the last function, decomposition is about the loading. Definitely, our structure is need to support a heavy weight. For the next is our final design concept. This is in sketch format. And for the next is about the CAD 3D development. We already built in the SolidWorks. So for the next, I will pass to Akmal continue to present about the design solution.
About the implemented design solution, I will explain a little bit about the function of the joystick controller. So, stated in the fact that the joystick move when the joystick move the powered wheelchair in the direction that the user point it in. So typically, the further the joystick is pushed, the faster the power wheelchair will go. So when you release the joystick, this automatic applies the brake. So the power wheelchair will stop. How the joystick controller is gonna be worked? So the command from the user will be implemented by using the joystick. And then the command is sent to the central controller, where the central controller will execute the command. And after the executing, the central controller will send the command in the form of the digital signal to the motor driven IC. And after that, the motor driven IC will control all the movement of the two DC motors. The DC motors will rotate the wheel according to the command or transmit signal that given by the central controller and also the joystick.
The wheelchair moves in two different modes. The first one is wheel drive mode, whereby the wheelchair is driven by using wheels. And this mode is basically applies when the wheelchair is moving on flat ground. If the user is about to climb up or down the stair, the user should press the mode switching button as displayed on the operation interface to switch the drive mode from wheel drive mode to track drive mode. During the switching process, stepper motors that are connected to continuous tracks through arms will push the tracks downwards until they get in contact with the ground, where the wheels are lifted off from the ground. In addition, this switching process will be automatically activated when the infrared distance sensors detect obstacles such as staircases within 2.5 meters from the wheelchair in the direction it approaches towards.
So for the next, I will continue to explain the design solution about the stair climbing process, stability mechanism for the climbing up and climbing down the process. So after the continuous track is pushed down by the stepper motor, the track will be moved backward until the wheel touches the first stage of the stair. When the wheel touches the stair, it will give a supportive force to the wheelchair to climb up the stair. The continuous track will continue to move backward and start to climb up the stair. When the tilt sensor detects the horizontal angle of the wheelchair is decreasing until reach a certain negative angle, it will give the signal to the motion control system and the seat will be pushed up to prevent the passenger from slipping up. The infrared sensor also will detect the wheelchair when it arrives at the top stage of the stair. It will give a signal to the motion control system and the wheelchair will start to launch the back assistive mechanism until it touches the ground. The wheelchair will continue move backward and the tilt sensor will detect the horizontal angle is increasing. Thus, the seat and the back assistive mechanism will be pulled back simultaneously and it is to ensure the wheelchair can go back to the ground smoothly. When the wheelchair is fully back to the ground stage, the position of the seat and the back assistive mechanism will return to their original position. At the last, the continuous track will be lifted up by the stepper motor and the wheel will become the main moving instrument. So for the next, I will continue to present about the climbing down process. Before starting to climb down the stair, the continuous track will be pushed down to replace the wheel, and the front assistive mechanism will be launched by the linear attractor. The wheelchair will move forward by the continuous track when the front assistive mechanism touch the edge of the stair, so the pressure sensor will detect it, and it will retract according to the speed of the wheelchair, but it still touch the stair. When the continuous track is fully touch the stair, the front assistive mechanism will continue to retract and it does not touch the stair anymore. At the same time, the seat will be pushed up to maintain the horizontal angle of the wheelchair. Its function similarly like the process climbing up the stair. The wheelchair will continue to climb down the stair until the continuous track is fully touch the ground, and the continuous track will be lifted up by the process of switching mode. Yeah, that's all for my part. I will pass to Nashwa to continue with the wheelchair brake set.
Okay, next I will go to the wheelchair brake set. So the function of the wheelchair brake set is to lock the position of the wheel after we use the wheelchair. So each side of the wheelchair we have a conventional wheelchair brake set, which is known as a push lock. So every time the user want to get out from the wheelchair, they advise to push the handle of the wheelchair brake set so that the wheel can lock and it will prevent them from rolling downwards. So this brake set prevents the wheel from rolling backwards when the user wants to stand up or lift the wheelchair. So this will keep the user safe from falling down to the ground. So that's all from the design solution. So next, I will go to the conclusion. As a conclusion, this product has a highly fulfilled requirement as the product able to climb up or going down the stair with the extraordinary stability and the smoothness. And next, the product also have a movement of wheelchair that is easy and convenient by using a joystick controller. And next, the product use strong materials which are steel alloy and cast stainless steel that will result a durable product and will does not deform the product easily. And the last one is the product use 2 hubs motor that connected to the wheels and 4 DC motors connected to the continuous track. So these two types of motors helps to have a high energy efficiency of the product. So we as a group design a stair climbing wheelchair so that the user can have a better life by using this kind of product. So that's all from our group. Thank you